Okay, so we saw the My Hero Academia movie World Heroes Mission on release night, actually. That was the premiere night for the North American release, at least. And we're just going to talk about our thoughts about the movie. It's not really like a review. It's just kind of like what we liked and didn't like, I suppose. And there'll be some spoilers for the movie, obviously, and the other two movies as well. So, Two Heroes, Heroes Rising, and World Hero Mission, along with, obviously, like some spoilers from the anime because it's got stuff in it from the anime. So, yeah, spoilers.
Cool.
So, what is your overall like take of the movie? I thought it was good, but I don't think it's my favorite My Hero Academia movie. I think that's still Heroes Rising.
I agree. I think that out of the three, it is my second favorite, right down the middle. I liked the character moments in this one a lot more. I thought that they were more grasping. I felt more attached to the main cast. I think that's also due to the fact that it focused on a much smaller roster than before. Especially the last one, which, although I do love a lot, had a lot more characters to juggle and a lot more things to do. This one focused on a very small cast, maybe like 4 or 5 main heroes, and then like your one villain and a couple of the henchmen. It wasn't like, tossing you everywhere. I think it was a nice change of pace.
I don't know. I feel like the movie was okay. I don't think it was groundbreaking. I don't think it did anything different than me sitting there watching the actual anime itself. It felt like a side story between two best friends.
Yeah.
Who just get like something done. It didn't even feel like the world was in danger at some points in the movie, because the timer for the movie was like a Dragon Ball Z timer. It was like, oh no, he's got 20 seconds. He's got to defeat the villain, and then all of a sudden it just never went off.
You have 5 minutes.
And it's just like, okay, Deku, go ahead, just punch the guy and win the day. I don't know. I would still go see it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
Of course, you gotta see it for like the actual time and effort that they put into the animation itself.
Oh, 100%.
I thought the animation was beautiful. I thought some of the landscape was pretty nice. But like for the story itself, you don't go for the story. You never go for the story. You're not gonna get what you want. You should just watch the anime if you want the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's not like it's like connected, but not really connected at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like weird. But no, I agree. I think the movie was like good, but I think it was, in my opinion, really like underwhelming. Like it was like a really underwhelming movie. I definitely think that's like like a fine way of putting it. But that still didn't like affect my movie like experience, because it's like you just go in with like a different kind of like mindset at that point, because it's like I was expecting this, but I got this, and it's not bad, but like that's what made it underwhelming. I think that's how I could describe it.
I think I've always been I personally have always been a real sucker for more slice of life, having fun kind of adventures. And I think that's why I'm one of the only people that doesn't mind really long shows or filler arcs or things like that. Because I enjoy watching characters do things that characters would do.
One Piece.
I do like One Piece. We're a fourth of the way through. 25% of the way through. Water 7, baby.
Don't know what that is. I've never seen One Piece.
But what's it called? I think for one, I enjoyed it. I never really got tired of the slower pace that it took in the middle of the film.
I think the animation was outstanding. Like I definitely think they've like
the chase
mastered
scene's
it.
my favorite.
Like the chase scenes, yeah. Like when they're Spider-Manning through the bridge, I thought that was cool. When he's using Black Whip, like all like the 3D kind of like rotating and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
That was amazing. They did such a good job, but they also used all of that for the promotional stuff.
Well, not
you know
really,
like,
because like
anytime there was a trailer for the movie, they just shoved as much as the animation as they could into the trailer parts.
I disagree on that, because there were like a ton of other parts, like when they were fighting when they were trying to get across the border and they were fighting the Arrow chick, Barros and Sidero.
They did
Todoroki
save that.
like saved Rhodey from falling off the cliff with like the ice wave. I thought that was so cool looking.
Yeah, that was pretty cool actually.
And then the final fight, obviously, with Deku going infinite 100% and then going into United States World Smash. I thought that was cool, but I thought it was funny looking when he's just popping a squat, just rapid jabbing.
He was Tyler Wanning. He was Tyler One.
The other thing besides the animation was the score. I really liked the music in it. Like, they didn't just reuse like a lot of anime tracks. They actually like had some like unique ones. Like I remember.
Oh, that American song.
Hmm?
That American song was so good. Like halfway through.
Oh, when they're traveling through
I don't know what the song
countryside.
is, but I thought that song was very catchy. I saw, Chris was bobbing his head while in the theater. It was good.
Are you talking about
I did like it.
the one when they were traveling across the countryside?
Yeah, and it was American. I could tell the lyrics because it was in English.
Wait, it was in English? I thought it was in sub.
Yeah, some of it was in English. Wasn't
Oh,
it?
because I remember you whispering in the theater because Chris doesn't like the dub version. He likes the sub, and I remember you whispered to him when you whispered to him, Chris, it's in sub, and I thought it was funny. Like I started laughing.
I thought some of it was in English. I remember there was an English song. I remember there was.
I don't know if we're talking about the same song.
Probably not the same song, but the songs were memorable. Just like every other part of the movie.
Thought we were family.
No, but there's like a I remember there's like a You Save Run kind of remix when they were fighting. There was also a I know you guys probably don't know like the names of the songs, but like I pay attention to like a lot of these things. So like there was like a League of Villains kind of like remix when he was like Spider-Maning through like the city. I thought that was like a really cool touch.
That's cool.
But I think that's something I only picked up on, but I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, to be honest,
I was too busy looking at the animation.
Yeah, well that scene just sticks out to me because of the music and the animation, and I definitely think that's where the movie hits its like strong points with like the animation and the music. I think out of all three movies, Rhodey is my favorite movie character. Like I liked Katsuma and Mahiro, I liked Melissa Shield, but like out of like the movie exclusive characters, Rhodey's my favorite.
I agree.
If I could just add on to this little part real quick, because I'm remembering his character.
Yeah.
I am so glad, compared to the last movie, this one decided to not make the characters... Like, the little kids were OP. They had, well, they weren't too OP. The one could make illusions.
Yeah.
But the other kid was OP.
Was he though?
And it... Yeah, couldn't he heal real quick?
No, so the whole point of that was just cell regeneration. Like, I mean, I guess that's a healing thing, but it's not real quick. The whole point of it was that he was just trying to get it so he can balance out, like, the quirks, 9. That was the whole point of his, like, objective and stuff. But, like, it wasn't really OP in my opinion because it took a while for, like, him to heal people.
If the villains got it, then it was kind of would be OP, right?
Oh, yeah, in, like, that sense,
I don't know.
because that was the main objective. But, like, I feel like by itself, I don't think it's, like, an overpowered quirk.
That's fair. But what I was just trying to say is that like his quirk isn't OP. His they don't even tell you what his quirk is until like the final couple minutes left, and I really do like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch on to what his quirk is, but I do like how they kind of keep it. They keep it, hush hush.
Yeah.
To keep it for suspense. That definitely gave me a whirl.
I heard people had like an issue with the quirk, and I don't understand why, because it's just like Tokoyami's quirk. It's just, Dark Shadow except with like a
but
bird.
Like I don't know. I didn't like the way he summoned it. I don't understand like the disappearing thing. Like Tokiyami, he like literally drags it out of him. You know what I mean? Like the bird kind of just goodbye, my final message, goodbye, and then just disappears.
Yeah, I mean, I just think of it like the same way as Dark Shadow. It's just a sentient kind of like being that you can like summon. I just think of it like that.
But other than that, like his character is very enjoyable. I would love to see him again if they actually ever brought him back in another movie or in the anime.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he should be a pilot. I don't know about that.
That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do, but should he be a pilot? I mean,
what else is he gonna do?
That's what he wants to do.
Steal stuff from people.
But like,
he's a bad guy.
That defeats the purpose of the whole movie. I don't know. I feel like I like him because they've spent like a lot of time with him this movie. Unlike the other ones, they were kind of just like there. Like they actually gave this one like a real kind of like. I know like Melissa got like a backstory and like the kids got a backstory, but like he really got like a backstory. Like. They kind of like really went in depth with him, and I think that's why I really like him.
I don't know. I do like his character a lot better. He definitely like everything. Like every time he would talk to Deku, like it wasn't annoying banter. It was like genuine things.
Yes, I appreciated that a lot.
Like
I agree with that.
He disliked certain things that Deku did. Deku's like, I want to always save the world, and then this guy comes out here, he's like, what the fuck, whatever. My fucking my kids are at home. Not my kids, my brother and sister are at home. I gotta save them. You know what I mean? Like he puts himself aside.
Yeah.
To be the hero for once, and I appreciate them doing something like that. I thought the movie was really good in that sense.
Oh yeah.
I just hate how they time crunch the ending.
Yeah, I'm about to move into the underwhelming portion for me that kind of like changed my experience of the movie. I shouldn't say dragged it down. I should say like changed it. So, for starters, I think the whole thing about it being across the world was kind of like underwhelming. They really didn't expand on that.
It was pointless.
Like, do you like Otheon?
I think it would have been cooler to see like some more of like the other parts of the world.
Yeah, like they designed like 2 pro heroes from Singapore and Egypt, Big Red Dot and Salam. They barely used the 2 characters. Like I wanted to see Salam.
Yeah.
He ran between cars. That was essentially what he did. Like he didn't even get a fight scene.
I would have liked to see more from the heroes though. Like what the okay, I saw Endeavor punch a guy. I guess that was my hero relief. I didn't see All Might become All Might at all.
Well, I mean,
it was a little. I know, but I would have liked to see like a little part of him, just a little bit. It was just a little disappointing with the heroes.
I thought not seeing a lot of the other characters was also kind of disappointing because I remember talking to Chris about this when we were like hanging out afterwards. That when the trailer first popped up, they showed like other characters, and I'm like, oh, okay, I know it's not gonna be the same as Heroes Rising. I get that, but like, it'd be cool to see some of these other characters across the globe, you know, like in Egypt, Singapore, New York, stuff like that. But they didn't really do anything with that. Like I remember, like in the trailer, they showed, you know,
they
like
show all these heroes jumping out of the fucking plane and shit, and like,
and then they had
just,
like the Class 1A
just
students fighting like Kaminari in Egypt with Sarah Mineta, but then they shrunk it down into like a little gift on like a screen, and then Sato looked like the coolest he was ever gonna be, and they shrunk it down into a screen. I'm like, okay, that sucks. I mean, I wanted to see it.
It does because they have so much character development within the show that when you go to see a movie, you're like, holy shit! Like this whole entire arc of like this character was put into a 5-second GIF on a TV screen. Like that's insane.
Sarah height.
That's insane. Like I think they should have like, and I get that because the other movie kind of did have a little more fighting with them. Yeah. And that kind of took up the whole movie.
I think that's why I like it more though, because it's like it showed off these characters that usually get sidelined by Deku and Bakugo, but not completely like taking the focus off of Deku and Bakugo. But like here, I was like expecting kind of like not really the same thing, but like something kind of like shortened up a bit, so you still see Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, but like you still give these other characters a chance to shine. Like with the whole like Sato thing, like he was like all beaten up, bloody, bruised, like against like a firewall, and I'm like, yo, he looks cool. Is he about to like get like a really cool scene, maybe an ultimate move? They shrunk it down into like a little screen. I'm like, oh. I'm like, I really wanted to see that, and oh my goodness, it's a stealth operation. They didn't use Koda, like, because he could have used the birds to find the bombs. They didn't use Invisible Girl, the one who's designed for stealth. They didn't use her. Ida didn't get a line in the movie. I was like, what? Like, I find it hard to believe that these heroes are just sitting on a couch watching television while everyone else is across the world, because Japan was one of the target spots. That's where like Gang Orca, Kirishima, Jiro, Shoji, like those characters were. Like, I just find it super hard to believe that they were just sitting on a couch, especially with how useful their quirks are for like this type of situation. What else made the movie kind of underwhelming for me was the lack of the stealth suits, the things that they were hyping up, and all the promotional stuff.
I agree.
They threw it in the promotional, and then they were like, "Here you guys go," in one scene.
And it was at the beginning.
Yeah, where they stormed the facility.
I just don't like, why not use them? And then if you're only going to use it for the first scene, why didn't the other characters also get a stealth suit for like their mission? I just don't understand. Like, it's just super like unbalanced to me. I just don't get.
You see, they weren't
that
trying
portion.
to be sneaky at that point. They were running around the streets yelling, "If you see a bomb, let me know."
No, I mean like at the beginning when they were attacking like the other humorized bases.
Yeah, I mean they were kind of just jumping out of fucking planes. I don't know how stealthy that is, but.
But then at that point, then what's the point of like?
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like they're cool designs. Like I feel like you could have kept them throughout the movie, and it would still have been like cool to see them in these like one-off costumes.
Yeah, you're right. But instead we get Todoroki wearing normal people clothes. It's pretty amazing.
Yep.
Probably.
You get Farmer Deku.
Farmer Deku? Oh yeah, Farmer Deku. Let's put that
I liked
one on
it
the
too,
list.
but like I also liked, Stealth Suit Deku.
Yeah, I like stuff.
I like Farmer Deku.
Uh-huh.
I think most of my disappointment, and my only real disappointment, was that I don't find the villain very memorable. I still, in fact, don't even remember his name. I just know that he's Smurf.
His name
I
is
think
Fleck,
that
you fucking idiot.
I think that the problem I have with him is they did a lot of showing, or not, they did a lot of telling, not showing, and right at the end, I feel like they really could have maybe just like, I mean, maybe it's formulaic, but I felt like the movie could have dealt with a nice, maybe give the heroes a scene and then cut to the villain, give the villain a scene, instead of give all the hero scenes and then just spam out the dialogue for the villain at the end. I would have rather him be more developed, because I think that with a quirk the way he had it in his situation, he could have been more memorable.
I think the villains were treated like the first movie.
Trash!
Well, not trash, but like I treat them as like the first movie villains. Like Wolfram, I don't remember that villain whatsoever.
So it's like this. It's like they hit one park out of two. The fight with Bakugo and the scissor dude.
Oh, Serpenters?
Yes. That great fight, great animation, great like attitude of the fight. It just it all hit out of the park. That is like perfect. And then in the last movie, the fight with Nine, of course, is a great fight. But then also the fight with Tokiyami.
Oh, with the Slice?
Yes, I remember that fight. I don't remember the fight with the wolf dude.
I remember that one.
Because it's so forgettable. I feel like that one's forgettable.
I
feel like, yeah.
I feel like it's like the opposite for me, because it's like I feel like besides like Mummy out of that group, I think the rest of the group is pretty
I don't remember
memorable
Mummy
because
either. Mummy was a boring fight.
they were in the movie the entire time. This kind of cast of villains felt so inconsistent to me because they just threw in a villain like every time they wanted something to happen. Like for example, like Barros was in like the first half of the movie. She dies, she's gone. Same thing with Sidero. They hyped up those characters like in the promotions. They didn't do much, and because they died, they had to throw in two characters we didn't see throughout the movie, Leviathan and Serpenters. Well, that's three actually, but I count Serpenters as one. But yeah, they just threw them out of nowhere, and that felt weird.
They really should have like kept that girl with the bow alive, and then had her fight Todoroki.
Yeah, don't get me started on Leviathan.
I really think that would have been so much better. I would have loved to see a jacked up version of that bow. You know what I mean? Like slicing Todoroki left and right, and he's trying to keep up with the bow. Like that would have been so much better. But again, I don't know if they like wanted. They didn't think that it would have been a very good fight. But I thought it would have been really nice to see like the animation of that bow go around Todoroki, slicing him left and right. You know, it would have been something nice instead of just big brawly man thing.
He was my least favorite villain, Leviathan. Like,
yeah, he was not fun.
I liked Barros, but she died.
So
I like Serpenters. I like the idea of like twins sharing the same quirk. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah, that is awesome. I really like that.
But everyone else, oh my gosh, like the side henchmen, like oh my goodness, Leviathan, his quirk allows him to control water with his horns and his fingertips. And for some reason, he can manipulate Todoroki's fire and swallow him in fire. That just made me so like confused.
It
Forgot about that. Forgot about them consuming each other in fire.
Like that fight scene looked cool, but it was just so confusing for me, outlandish. He didn't get dialogue, like he roared most of the time, but I get he was like boosted up on trigger, which I guess is what caused him to control fire. But like fire and water are like two different elements, so I just don't understand. But like, yeah, that fight.
It was literally just a counter for Todoroki. It was, you know what I mean? Like it was just there to fight Todoroki. I
This
don't
is
like when they do
existence.
that. When when the existence of the enemy is
He's a
just
plot
there to
device.
fight. Which
Yeah,
is
that's
the same thing
my issue with the
for-
villains.
It's the same
Yeah.
thing for the final fight. It's Deku is there to fight Fleck, and that's it.
I mean, like, Fleckturn is his, like, own issues. I like how they actually try to give this one, like, somewhat of a backstory, but like Chris said, my issue is he was not in the movie until, like, the end. Like, we saw him here and
Yeah.
there, but, like, he wasn't, like, 9. He wasn't, like, this, like, presence throughout the movie, like, hunting them down. Like, he's just sitting in his office with, like, a knife that also is, like, a detonator. And
Nine's
My-
presence
Thank
was
you.
just. I liked Nine's presence. He even fought Deku earlier, right?
yeah, he showed
Yeah.
the strength off, but, like, him, he's just sitting in office, and his whole idea of, like, setting up these trigger bombs around the world to, like, lure the heroes in so he can detonate them all at once, making them use their quirks to the point where they, like, you know, die. But he gives them 2 hours, and I'm like, okay, that's kind of dumb. But then he explains,
It's
he's like,
incredibly.
but he, like, lures the heroes in to try to stop, you know, the bombs so he can get them all rounded up in one place. But some of them had them in their hands. Why didn't you just detonate the bombs when he's just like, you know?
For style,
I'm a generous
Steven.
fellow.
Steven, for style.
But, like,
Come on, Steven. You gotta play a fair fight.
He tried the taunt before he read
You
the
tried
roll.
the taunt.
He tried the taunt before he
He
read
tried
the
the
roll.
fuck-
Didn't
he
work
tried-
out. Didn't
It
work
felt
out.
like it-
Taunt to
it
get
felt like-
bodied.
It felt like the Team Rocket situation.
he really
really
is just an overhaul gentle criminal kind of, like, combination where he's like,
Oh,
I
man.
think quirks are a disease, but then he's like gentle criminal where he has, like, the reflectors, but also he's like stylish where it's like, we need to make a scene, like, you know, like, I just
Yeah.
what?
And he was defeated like All Might defeated Nomu.
Yeah.
Deku is becoming just like All Might.
In this movie, I feel like Bakugo and Todoroki were also kind of, like, underused a little bit. Not as much as, like, other characters, but, like,
I understand what you're talking about because, like, if you're gonna use those three, then, like, don't put them in a situation where you're immediately gonna split them up.
yeah, exactly, right? Like, Deku was, like, alone for, like, most of the movie, and they were just trying to catch up on a train.
How the hell are they gonna put those three main guys in the movie and, like, after, like, after an hour and 10 minutes, they end up splitting up
Yeah. And then they just get thrust into the final fight.
with the final fight, like, they had to fight in the small area, and I really don't like it. I don't like that room.
It was confined,
It
and
was-
also,
yeah.
it was just Deku. It was weird, because the first movie was Deku and All Might, the second movie was Deku and Bakugo, and this one was just Deku. I feel like
It's just Deku, yeah.
if you took Leviathan and Serpenters out of the picture, if it was Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki fighting Fleckturn, I think that would have made for, like, a way more interesting
do you think that
fight
would have
scene.
been do you really think that would have been a more interesting fight scene?
Because think about it, he's getting hit from all different angles, which means he's reflecting from all different areas, and I think that would make more sense. Like, that's wearing him down more.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny to watch though. Like, Bakugo keeps shooting his explosions and he's reflecting them, and they're like, Bakugo, stop fucking shooting.
Well, then there could have been more strategy set up too, because it's like, oh, Bakugo, we're gonna keep wearing him down with projectiles, but if he reflects it back at us, Deku, catch us with Black Whip, pull us out of the way. We're just gonna keep wearing down his defenses instead of
Yeah.
Deku just going one for all, United States World Smash, you know, compared to, like, I feel like there could have been more strategy behind it if there was, like, all three of them, because he could have pulled them out of the way while they're fighting with projectiles and up close, and then that technically wears down his quirk instead of, you know, just, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I understand.
But yeah, those are our thoughts about My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission. I would still recommend going to see the movie because it's pretty good, but this wasn't really like a review, it was just kind of like our thoughts about it. You know, just kind of talking about the movie. It was fun. I thought it was a good movie, but yeah, those are our
I
thoughts. Go check out these guys. They'll be in the description like always, and card. They're posted up on my channel. I say that every time they're in my videos because, you know, I appreciate them coming and talking on the video about topics.
Glad you could hear my thoughts on the movie.
Yeah,
I thought they were a little bit important because I was, when I was going to the movies, at least I was very determined to see how they were going to top the second movie, and well, they didn't.
yeah.
The animation, of course, is always on quality. It's you know what I mean. Like, they always do a great job, but it still didn't top the second movie. But I'm still glad it came out. I'm still glad it,
Yeah.
made his character a little bit better. But
It hit at certain points, but it didn't hit at other points.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
yes.
But yeah, if you guys did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.